Hi everyone, this is Professor Kristl, and this is video number 4 in our series of videos that we're watching in connection with our Property 1 class. And today's video is about legal analysis. We spend so much time in law school focusing on particular topics, property, torts, criminal law, civil procedure, that sometimes it's possible to forget the ultimate goal. Why are we learning all these different topics? What is it that we ultimately want to be able to do with them, and why are they important in the context of practicing law? So hopefully in these videos, number 4 today, we'll try to answer some of those questions, or at least give you some insight as to why you're doing what you're doing in law school. So today we're going to talk about legal analysis. And the first question we have to ask is, well, okay, why does it matter? Why do we care? All right, well, there's a couple of very important reasons why legal analysis is essential to what we do as lawyers. First, it's the essence of what we do. As an attorney, this is what we do. You know, anybody could walk into the Legal Information Center here at the law school and pick up a book and say, oh, a statute says X. Or pick up a case book, one of the Atlantic reporters or something like that, and say, oh, I've read the case of Smith versus Jones, and that case says this. But that's not being a lawyer. Being a lawyer is something more. It's a level of analysis that goes beyond simply the ability to read a case or read a statute or say, this is what this seems to say, and to be able to put together arguments and analysis that help us resolve a legal conflict, that help us figure out the answer to a legal problem. Only attorneys are allowed to do that by law. And so learning how to do that and learning the steps that go beyond simply repeating what is in a statute or repeating what's in your outline is the essence of being an attorney. Second, our clients count on us to be able to do legal analysis. And in some cases, they count on us in a very big way. You know, if you have a death penalty case, your client is counting on you to be able to do the right legal analysis so that they avoid the death penalty. In less extreme cases, our clients count on us to figure out the right way to do the deal, to seek compensation and get compensation for a legal wrong that's been done to them by somebody else. So our clients count on us to do legal analysis, and our ability to do it is what they hire us for, and our ability to do it well is what makes clients want to retain us. Indeed, if you can do legal analysis well, it will lead to success. Look, lawyers want smart lawyers working for them. And so the hiring partner at the law firm who understands a legal analysis ability of an applicant and that it's good and that they can do good legal analysis that can help their clients, that makes you more of an employable person. Clients who know that a lawyer can do good legal analysis, that can represent them well, are going to want to hire that lawyer. So the ability to do this is not just an ability that's given to us because we have a license, but it is an ability that makes us be successful at the practice of law. All right, it matters. So what is it? In the first part of this video, let's talk about what legal analysis is. And let me suggest to you that legal analysis really involves 3 different things. First, it involves the ability to work with the law itself. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Second, it's about the ability to work with facts, to take the facts of a client situation and be able to use it in the context of what the law says and requires. And third, and just as important as the ability to do that legal or factual analysis, is the ability to communicate your analysis to the people that matter, to the judges, to the other side, to your client. All right? So legal analysis is really about these 3 skills. And let me talk about them in a little bit more detail. All right, first, when we talk about the ability to work with the law, what are we really talking about? Well, let me suggest to you that there are really kind of three things that go to this ability to work with the law. The first is the ability to recognize the area of relevant law that you're dealing with. To hear your client's story and to be able to say, oh, that involves a bailment, or oh, that involves a particular tort, or I think that that is a contract issue, and so I want to focus on that. The ability to figure out what area of the law applies is one of the most important skills. Because look, if it's a contract question and you're going to spend all your time working on tort stuff, it's not going to help you. You're not going to be able to service your client very well, and you're not going to be very successful if you're not in the right area of the law. All right? But once you've identified the relevant area of the law, the second part of this skill is to find the specific relevant law. All right? This is a property question. Great. Well, what about property? What area of property is involved? Oh, this is a bailment question. All right. To focus then on the specific relevant law and to figure out how that law is going to work in your situation. And then once you've figured out the very specific legal question that is involved, it's your ability to apply that law to the facts that you've got. And so those three skills are really the ability to work with the law that are essential to doing good legal analysis. All right, well, great. We talk about the law. How about facts? What do we need to know, or what is the essence of the ability to work with the facts? Well, let me suggest that there's two really important things here. First, the ability to work with the facts is really about the ability to use the facts to recognize what is the relevant area of the law. To hear a client tell you a story of their facts, and to hear that story and sort out the important from the unimportant, that helps you to say, that is a bailment problem. That is an adverse possession problem. Those kinds of things, to take the facts and let the facts guide you to what is the relevant area of the law, what is the specific relevant law. That's an important part of working with facts. And just as important is the ability to use those facts to then determine how the law applies. And by this I mean the ability to say, given this set of facts, I can see that the third element of adverse possession is not present. Or the issue in this case is going to be whether or not there was a real agreement to enter into a bailment, the first element. So the facts can direct you to the relevant area of the law, but then you're also going to have to be able to use the facts to be able to say, in this case, in this situation, I find that the law is or is not satisfied because of these particular facts. So it directs you, but then it allows you to do the analysis that answers the question your client is asking you to answer. All right, so that's working with the facts. And then the third part, obviously, is the ability to communicate. And let me suggest to you here that the ability to communicate involves a couple of different things. Okay? First, it's the ability to articulate your analysis and your conclusions. It's not very effective communication to say, the plaintiff wins. Because we don't know why. How do you reach that conclusion? How did you get there? So the ability to say, I believe that the plaintiff will win because the four elements of a bailment are present, and let me show you how. Right? Unless you can do that, to articulate your analysis, to articulate your conclusions, you're not going to be very effective at communicating your legal analysis. But just as important, and sometimes this is the hardest thing to figure out, is that the ability to communicate also involves the ability to use the constructs, the ways of communicating in a legal sense. Right? Judges expect certain things to be told to them. The partner at the law firm who's assigned you a research assignment expects certain things to be told. Understanding those conventions of legal communication are essential to your ability to communicate your legal analysis very well. And so learning what those are and then learning how to use them is essential. And that's also a large part of what legal methods is all about. So learning how to make an argument the way courts want to hear arguments made. Learning how to do a legal memo to set forth your analysis so that the partner knows and gets what the partner expects. Those are important. Now, this does not mean you should speak legalese. Right? There are important legal things we have to be able to say because judges and partners and other people expect to hear them. But we still can communicate using plain English. We still can communicate in a way that's understandable to a non-lawyer. So this is not talk legalese, but this is understand what the expectations are and communicate in a way that meets the expectations of your audience, and that's what makes you an effective communicator. All right, so in this first part of the video, we've talked about what legal analysis is and sort of what it involves. In the second part of our video, we're going to talk more about how we're working on those skills in law school and what you want to be focused on in order to become a successful student and ultimately a successful lawyer.